Tomorrow is the day that we have all been waiting for. After 7 years since the initial teaser, we've finally been playing Cyberpunk 2077. So you can have the best possible experience, I prepared this list of 5 things I think you should know before start playing the game. And don't worry, this is 100% spoiler free, so come with me. The first of this list is that Cyberpunk 2077 is a mature game. There are gore, violence, drugs, and a lot of sexual reference. However, the game has a streamer mode that you can enable to remove copyright songs and censure non-safe from work moments. By the way, I have a whole video where I list 10 reasons why Cyberpunk 2077 is rated M. I will leave that one linked in the description so you can check out after you finish this one. But in short, the game has sexual ads and reference almost everywhere you look. The game contains nudity and sexual material, and players can select the gender and customize their character, including depictions of breasts and various sizes and combinations of genitals. Players can encounter events where they can engage in sexual activities with other main characters or even prostitutes. However, the scenes are not very graphical and take place from a first-person perspective. About the combat, the first-person action is frenetic and quite often plenty of gore moments. It is not as bad as the Doom franchise, but could cause uncomfort to some players. There are dismemberment animations for critical hits while using melee weapons and even guns. There are also constant reference to fictional drugs, including characters taking hits from a state-altering stimulant, and I'll have to double-check all my edits when making content for YouTube. Moving on to number 2, we have the life path system. When creating your character, you will have to choose between 3 options of your backstory. Here I'll briefly describe them, but feel free to skip to number 3 if you already know all of this. The corporal path throws you into the game as a mean and very stressed out person whose ambitions are to climb the corporate ladder by any and all means necessary. Be advised that at least in the first hours you will be a complete douchebag. Your dialogue options are aggressive, and even the default lines where you can't choose what to say are generally edgy. Nevertheless, you will be especially good at chatting your way out of unpleasant situations and making yourself appealing to others. On the other hand, nomads will have a rough start. With nothing but a broken down car in their possession, you know the Badlands and all its clans in the back of your hand. Your whole life you had to get what you need, as nothing was ever given to you in the first place. You know how the world operates outside Night City, you have plenty of dialogue options involving logistics and trade in general. Finally, as a street kid, you had a rough start at life. You were born of the streets of Night City and learn how everything and everyone works the hard way. You know what makes the city tick and which alleys to avoid. The only thing that you get when starting off as a street kid is a broken nose. You will excel when dialoguing with and about the booster gangs, as you were raised amongst them. On my first playthrough, I plan to play as a nomad, and what about you? Tell me in the comment section below. Moving on to number 3, Cyberpunk 2077 is an RPG at its finest. You will need to get familiar with the concepts of character levels, skill points and perks. There isn't, however, the concept of classes here, and what we have instead are builds. One of my first videos will be a complete guide on that, and I hope I can help you spec your character to fit your playstyle. To name a few possible builds, we have the combat and stealth solos that focus mostly on gunplay, the first relying more on the body attribute and the resistance, while the second one spending some points on agility and stealth. We also have the combat and stealth variants of the Netrunners that will use the environment on its favor via hacking. For a more jack-of-all-trades approach, you can be a techie who max out the crafting skills and always have the right tool for the job. Of course, you can mix and match any of those skills, and the possibilities are truly endless here. Your skill and perks will affect the way you fight through the missions and your dialogue options as well, so choose carefully.
Got any idea what to do? I'm gonna bypass the coupling and rig a hot wire.
On number 4, we have branching dialogues and quests. Similar to what happens during The Witcher 3, where we have an innocent quest of helping Dandelion to set up his brothel, it spirals down into chasing a serial killer with religious motivations. Cyberpunk will have the same idea, but tenfold. Almost every secondary character will have questlines that will let you know more about their past. This could lead to deeper connections, friendship, and even maybe romance. Regarding to the main quest length, it was being reported that it can be theoretically finished as quickly as 20 hours by some, but however it can also be vastly extended by making side quests. And I'm not talking about the game length. I'm trying to say here is that by doing side quests you not only got more stuff to do, but the length of the main quest itself will become longer. By doing side activities, you open new interactions that could lead to an entirely different path for your main journey, leading to a completely different ending. Lead quest designer Paul Sasko compared the story to a spider's web. In his own words, the main storyline with different subplots around it, which can be triggered in various ways. Those subplots allow us to do something that we have never done before. They change the main plot of the game, and they are doing that in a such way that you might not even finish the main plot, but still finish the game and get a completely different epilogue than the player who made different choices. Finally, on number 5, there is the learning curve, game over, and quest failure. Be advised, this is a challenging game, especially during the first hours. Not only you, but also V is not familiar with the game. You both will have to learn the systems and progress into the game together. At first, the amount of information received will be overwhelming, so take baby steps here. Being smart and avoiding unnecessary combat might be a good strategy during the first few hours of the game. As you progress, you will start unlocking fun equipment and skills. The key is to experiment with everything and try to find something that suits your playstyle. I will try to go for some mid-range stealth gunplay paired with offensive net running, like a futuristic Navy SEAL. I am curious to see what you will come up, so leave in the comments what build you are planning. When starting the game, keep in mind that at first the combat might seem a little dull and frustrating, but as you progress your character, you will become the ultimate killing machine. Trust me. For example, the Mantis blades are only unlocked later on, like on Street Cred 26 or so. Regarding death, multiple sources reported that when you die, you will get resurrected by the immortality chip. That could not be more wrong. If you die, you die. No trauma team or hospital will save you. A game over screen will appear, and you will have the option to reload the previous save. Quick save is your friend here, and you can do it at any time that you are not in combat. As for quests, they will always complete. It don't matter how badly it went or who died as a result, the story will carry on. After watching more than 15 reviews yesterday, my hype couldn't be any higher. The game looks like it will deliver all my expectations and maybe more. Starting from tomorrow, I will begin with my post-launch content, and the first videos on the list will be graphical comparisons between the PS4, PS5 and PC, followed up by a final size measurement of the map and comparing it to other games. Starting from next week, I will be uploading daily content connected to gameplay. You can expect guides on skills, build types and more. The next couple of months will be crazy, so to not miss any of that, smash the subscribe button and activate the notification bell. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time.